and like many a super team, had a pretty big fall off as well. Now it's whether or not there's a bounce back. Early contact already being taken by DRG. A solid start, pop flash of dreams from Spirit Z1. And wow, they're already falling back off of it. They love these aggressive starts. They love these front forward plays. Well, Flexin hasn't fallen all the way back. That's going to give an opportunity. DH with a response. Meteor had a chance, but isn't going to be able to capitalize. It's risky.
Yeah, Spirit Z1 took a risk. It almost paid off as well. DH down to 17 HP, but he gets that deep control towards spawn. It could allow a plant, but in fact, it's going to be a full rotation from T1, using their opponent's spawn to wrap around. But where's the target? One player towards the B site, taken down. DH leaves stax all alone. A 1 versus 5 for the Fade. And DRG not looking to split too much. We'll see them retake this together. And I love this composition. I think we saw it yesterday as well, just how powerful the Waylay alongside the Yoru can be. And for DRG, that's only going to enable them to double down on what we've already talked about in that aggressive playstyle.
Do you not believe in the stax clutch? Talking about comps. This man in a 1 versus 4. And you were right. Maybe you were right. Yeah, no, that was with me. If he gets the first one, I'm a bit more of a believer, but that wasn't very... He's going to be an anchor player, as you can see right now.
Full aggression from DRG as expected. It's a bloodbath to start with. Only the first falling from Akeman, but Flexin follows. Nicc trying to recover. Stands his ground. Nicc! The triple! That's given them a real chance. But the players left only have pistols. Retrieving the weapon is deadly. And Demon 1 versus 2. Buzz low. He's got a chance. A great start to the map already, but this would be something else. And they know exactly where he is. A ghost in hand. And a full HP Meteor if he swung that door.
He's done that on purpose, though. He knew he'd be giving the game away. He heard the player taking the orb, and it was almost just bait that I'm going to break this, but then I'm going to retreat back and make you start to question where I've gone. And that's exactly what's happened. Buzz currently keeping an eye back towards mid.
He's got a rifle.
Sneaks his way past, but Buzz is just tucked in on the corner. Meteor, normally a safe pair of hands, but the information hasn't yet been garnered on where Demon 1 is going. The problem is Buzz, in the meantime, is wrapping back around. So many angles to clear, would have to check his back. He's going to. He's checked the right angle. Puts it into a 1 versus 1 scenario, but the time has been ticking, and Meteor is just patiently waiting. The timing should work out for him.
But this time around, it's too much to ask. Hell of a hold from Nicc, though. They were losing players left, right, and center, and he just comes out, Prowler into a double headshot, and he'd already taken down Izu. And regardless of how this one could have been...
Once again. Door already being open. Paranoia had to be used almost immediately, and with the smoke down, it would be risky, but Akeman's gone down elsewhere. An early fight that has worked out for the side of T1. They are facing off against this early brawl. And for the second time, it looks like they're coming out on top.
Take a look at that space taken as we got on board with Meteor. He's on the wrap as they go towards the B site. Deep control up towards heaven as Izu takes another flex and going through the doors out of the round. This was the chance for DRG to break that economy of T1, but T1, they're not letting anything slip. Fighting tooth and nail, every duel going their way, till it's Nicc and Demon 1. An ult online early for Demon 1. Nicc not far away, but committing them, even committing the rifles into this round from this point forward seems like a mistake, and they have called for the save already. The objective now just to carry these weapons forward, give them a chance, and after what was a shaky round 3, this is a great course correction for T1's economy.
Yeah, I think you're always going to have to keep an eye on Meteor in matches like this. You're talking about an MVP player. Of course, the recent memory will put someone like Forsaken, of course, but Meteor is an incredibly tough player to play against. Seeming, though, like Nicc has woken up on the right side of the bed. Aim has been clean. He's made this one a bit more
having his ultimate to work with. But a deep play by Izu is going to get a lot of information. This space wide open, not being fought for. There's the solo site defender spotted, pressured as well, and Izu shuts Demon 1 down. The A site open for business. And DRG forced into the retake. At least they'll have that rolling thunder to work with, but Meteor is going to be a snake in the grass.
Yeah, this is a nasty position that they need to clear. Nobody coming in from behind. It would just be this firefight. First one goes his way, but the trade is there quick enough. Plenty of ultimates to play with either side, and in fact, T1 will be the first to throw. They're going to put in that ult to try and slow them down. Rolling Thunder on the other side. Convergence path was being set up, but not yet thrown in. Still held, at least for now, but they need to start finding these kills. Buzz with another Izu, one more. And while he might have used his ult, and when he's in flow state, it feels like the rest of the team go with him.
Distract puts the decoy through, but the rest of the squad making their way into Demon One's den. This time, the Vice wall towards B. And although Izu falls and Meteor, they still have this C hit to rely on. The Thorns are going to divide up the troops a little bit, buy some time, maybe buy a 1v1 for Demon One, but he backs out as Spirit C1 goes through. The trade, at least, DRG holding on to the advantage.
Well, there's the Steel Garden. Weaponry removed, but it's how fast they can actually get in to deal with this. Immediately, Buzz is going to activate the overdrive. Not affected by that ultimate. Now they have the guns with a convergence path. They're going to trap each other in the corner. It needs to be an instant headshot.
Towards A, but not overcommitting on the rotates. Obviously, Demon One holding down that position. It's why we've seen him in so many of these clutches. He's the last man alive because he's left on the other side of the map to hold his ground as well.
Again, early control. Buzz been taking this space at a perfect horn thrown through. It makes things so easy. Spirit C1's found two though. Oh, it's just running through. He manages to get a third. A huge round from him individually. Well, the man we've mentioned, that Bangkok MVP, might just get to show us why.
He's got two players playing contact off that first flex.
I'm watching DRX yesterday. Well, we're right back into the action. Again, some early control, and this time, Flexen's been caught trying to push up. A lot of these openers have been going well. Now there is going to be this time the sheer ready and waiting, and that will leave Buzz. I was going to say isolated, but luckily DH got ahead of it.
Yeah, two players in, enough of the angles covered. Door almost broken, Buzz in the corner. Akeman's got a decision ahead of him, and now the information is there. Spirit C1, door is broken for him. He goes back to play with his teammate. Two on that angle. Buzz needs to be patient. Dodges the foe, doesn't dodge the flash. He eats it, and Akeman and Spirit feed him some bullets alongside. Stax.
A 5-2 lead, and things looking pretty bad for DRG. It's again.
Oh, man.
Flexen's cursed.
Flexen's been having a really tough time, but that kill I can't even fault him for. Buzz is in there, spraying down Nicc. The spray and slide, okay. We're right back to T1 with dominant rounds. They've given DRG a little bit of slack, but oh, hold on, Spirit C1, we've seen this before. Only the one, damage on the stack.
Been for a few rounds and gets him with the spam.
That could be it. And hit with the Joker Serum. One round left to play for. Deep play from Izu. But he's wrapping around on B. Spirit C1's going to be dropped in the B side, seen to be wide open. They'll cross this wall together. Early on, though, Akeman thinking about getting aggressive, but pushed back by the Fade Ultimate, standing on the edge of the smoke, thinking about coming through, and he does, just to refract as Demon One loses in the one-to-one trade. They might think C is wide open now. The adjustment being made by T1. They'll close in, and with DH, he's heard the TP. He's got the timing, and it's a free pick back to a 2v2.
That's such an important kill. The youngster from the T1 Academy who's started to light up the world just as many young players from Pacific have done. But now he sits alongside and he's given the info over. Buzz now knows that they are sat at the back, but it's whether or not they're expecting this Rolling Thunder to come through. It doesn't seem like he's going to pop the ult, but he's already been wrecked. It's left onto DH and they know exactly where he is. Needs to try and deliver the clutch, and he has managed to put it back into the 1v1. The swing coming out from Nicc, who's been so good, but playing with his food, just trying to bait him into these fights. And on the other side of things, it's only Izu who's going to go peeking, and that didn't, I'll be honest with you, it didn't seem like the play. It was just, I assume he had a way out of there. I was hoping to. Demon One, alive and well, it seems, but he will be dealt with by DH. The problem, for T1 at least, is that A site has fallen.
Yeah, we're talking about double the numbers now. For DRG, they've got the man advantage and then some. They've got the plant, they've got time ticking away on their side. Meteor, if he came through that smoke, two players holding him. Has to cover his bases and clear out the rest. DH, this paranoia is good. It's going to catch a player up close. What a shot! Akeman dropped, but time. He's bought a little bit of it with that stun. And now the spike is really starting to tick fast. They need to make a move. Meteor and DH. It's Meteor through the door to be shut down. The trade was possible and it won't be. DRG tying it up. Decent round in the previous. Good economy. Isu playing aggressive. He'll grab himself the first. Sticks around after the flash. He sticks around a bit too
much. And in cases where your opponents have weaknesses in their buy, you can't afford to be doing that. Like, these risks are just not worth it. He's 10 and 13 at the moment. If he was lighting up the server, I could understand, but that now gives an upgrade over to the other side. 4 rifles now in play. And well, they've even lost some of their utility on the B side, that they have to be a lot more careful.
That's a very important piece of utility. Questions in the back of the minds of DRG. There's the gate crash taken for Spirit Z1. In the smoke early, got ahead of stax, but doesn't catch Meteor coming out.
Spike down.
It's down to a 2v2 with Nick's trade. The spike still needs to be planted, but they've got 30 seconds to do so. I believe it's down below, so a little bit of a reroute from Demon 1, but those thorns should buy them time. Pressure's on Nick when they fade. 2 players coming his way, and it'll be Buzz sliding through again. It's tough to track this man. The flash set up. Demon 1 in another clutch, and even blinded, he'll find the tree, but now they'll be 3 man stacked up. But they're not here ahead of the push, and Isu goes down alongside stax. Akeman was third. And T1, they had to rotate. They were here a little bit late, but now they're out of the round. This might have to be a save.
Yeah, I was thinking a lot.
Always does a great job.
They've headbutted each other.
He's already come in, smacked the player straight in the head, but not with the rifle. Isu down, but DH is delivering. He's found himself a triple before eventually falling. Stax was there, but Demon 1 deals with him. A shaky start for T1. DH put them right back on winning track, but now it's Meteor. A man who's received his MVP, his acknowledgement on the international scene. Well, he has to take down one of the best at a time.
No, that TP was so risky.
Giving it away. Demon 1 against Meteor for the round, for the 10th round for DRG. A nail in the coffin if they lose this for T1. And time being bought. Demon 1 can reposition, but now Meteor's gonna do the same, and there's no escape. Demon 1 caught by the ultimate, down to the Sheriff, but he's got the positional advance.
Definitely seeming like the stand-in of the century so far. I want Meteor, sure, not a whole lot in this round, but dead within seconds.
The Bucky can be dangerous, but not on a peak like that. Demon 1 spoon-fed that pick. Can DH recover? Oh, he's gonna let him fade away on the side. Isu, classic in hand. He's good for 1. Done well. Stax at least finding another, but it's not enough in a round like this. The man left. DH, stinger in hand. A flank that they don't expect. Remember, they held onto that space towards A-Long for a long time. I don't think they heard that weapon be picked up. He's dodged the flash. This timing could be perfect. It is definitely a time to be worried if you're from Pacific. Full clearance of this site with Akeman, but a big shutdown. T1 playing outside of it, setting the trap and springing it just on time. Nick with a double makes this look a bit more doable. The op of Isu on the way, but still miles away. Buzz injects himself onto the site. A chance for him to be isolated, but now the rotates are here. Now the ult's in play. Buzz's swing is perfect. Isu's clearing everything.
Buzz, I don't think you can make an argument for anyone else.
Oh, Akeman. He's taking the space yet again. He could fall back, but he doesn't need to. Spirit C1's alongside him. Full control of B site, but it looks like T1 want to fight for it. A delay towards Hobbit. They'll have to wait a moment now with that stun landing, and that's going to get the plant out for DRG. Man advantage for the attackers, but that fades quickly. Nice shot by Isu. Here comes DH and Meteor. The full wrath of T1 unleashed, and no one standing but Nick. 3 more. He's already got 2, but that off is holding tight. It's out immediately. I'll handle this. But eventually they will group up. They had Demon 1 waiting outside of A, but the C site, this is where the hit's coming through. Stun, it's perfect. The TP used, but it doesn't get DH to safety. Spirit C1 still able to pick him up. And now they've got control over C, but it's being fought for. Meteor steps through the smoke. In comes Buzz. The stun landed, but Akeman gets ahead of it. Flexing from up top. A DRG in a 5v1 all of a sudden. A lot of talk about Izu's operator. How it started to put him on the board.
I think DH gets caught there. Like, they use the dimensional drift, spot him here with the stun, and there's no real way out. Izu, he's surely
no safety nets, but let's see what T1 can do with this mixed bag. Izu's got one. Buzz on the bucky finds another in this round. Off to a flying start for T1. We thought they'd look weaker, but somehow it's like the cleanest start they've had.
Yeah, it started so weird. Akeman flying over most of his enemies and then getting caught out, surprised by Izu. A pretty hefty upgrade as well for Buzz. On Nicc, he's the devil himself to show up to be able to eliminate the rest of these players. I don't think it's going to be happening. And even just damage here might help them out a bit.
On the international stage, losing this, it'll be much harder.
Oh, already a solid start. Buzz has been dealt with. Stax and Meteor, though, fight back in turn. Stax wanting to get back in there, but he's got to be careful. Low HP. Demon 1 being revealed. Only has the shorty to play with, but now he gets his own. Looks to take him back. Izu, though, has fought in form. They have matched each other man for man. Even still, though.
Demon 1 at Spike.
Yeah, look at the position of the Spike, getting it back. Is he going to be able to block this? No, it takes more than one to do so, so that's at least the Spike back into their hands. I am looking, however, at DH. He's making that read early that this team might just try a move for the A site.
Thing is, though, they're in this 3v2. Playing the retake could have a lot of value. For DH, he has to be very selective about where and when he fights.
30
already
seconds left.
Drop down towards the A site. DRG, they might go to C, though. Making their mind up as we speak. They know they've already taken out the Vice on the other side with Meteor's utility gone, but it will be the A side that's the ultimate target. A sneaky play here from DH, but it all comes down to timing. Nicc is walking up on him, but they've decided to leave him 10 seconds. The plan has to be secured. DH, if he can just drop this Spike, it could all be over here, and it's a little late. The Spike gets planted, but Nicc is left alone. If he doesn't find this pick, they will overwhelm him with numbers, and DH slips away to the tree. Nicc against the world. He's had so many big plays. The decoy reveals him with a double! And now T1 could be right back to winning ways. On the attack side, our T1. But look at this stack up from DRG. There's 4 players here. Previously, we've seen them fight tooth and nail for A, and T1 have been keen to take that space when it's given. But now it's a trap that's sprung. Flexing through the door, grabs one before falling. The numbers even. It's Nicc with the pressure on his shoulders again. This time he delivers, but the slide in from Buzz. Punished for the 2 versus 1. DH reads that that's the decoy. He might have to jump on Spirit Z1. A 3rd kill. And the TP taken to the other side of the map.
So long to go all the way back around. And once that smoke fades, DH will have the idea that this man is no longer in position. In fact, it's such an obscure angle. I don't even know if Demon 1 will expect this at all. And the problem is now that clock is starting to tick, the doubt starting to be in his mind. Got the t-shirt to potentially going out.
But with that, it looks like they'll still commit to this A site. Demon 1 holding the flank. This could be a mistake. There's so many players here. Stax traded out. DH gonna burn the paranoia just to deny the space. Slow them down.
Well, look at the rotation. Everybody's already here.
Do they call for the rotate back? It looks like they will, but the Op's now in position. Holding that cross, Flexen's got him! Finding strength in the scars he's been dealt on A main. But they'll still move towards this site. And the numbers are still here for T1, at least they were.
Yeah. Well, maybe the only one that really matters is still here. He would basically win them overtime if he can somehow hold on to this. 35 seconds and decisions are there to be made. Meteor has left his team. I'm surprised they're splitting up. I'm surprised that's the decision. And while this time DH can't save them, Akeman will put him in the dirt and Meteor so far away. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think the best case they had was to try and fight it as 2. Now he has to find a 1v4.
There's chances Now that he's being spotted, looking pretty bad. There goes the ultimate on him. Ooh. Okay, Akeman attack from Akeman there.
Gross.
They are everything for this squad.
But this is like, when I go back to the critique I had of Izu in the defensive half, that's what I'm expecting to see. Like, you get in, get a kill, get out. He has no...
Now Thorns, slow this push down, give a chance for the rotations. Demon 1 won't fall for that spot again. But now they're closing in the distance. Well played to find the first. Spirit C1 from the back lines, delivering again. And a 3 versus 2. The defensive round looking likely, but with Akeman down, we're back to a 2v2, and T1 have got a plant.
Spike.
Putting themselves in a position to turn this round on its head, have another chance at claiming the victory on their opponent's choice, but Flexin and Nicc have an opportunity. The flash is going to slow them down even more. The aftershock not quite finding anything, but even still, it has cleared an angle, it has checked the spot, but that time is ticking. They need to get a move on. First contact in, Izu gets one and hit it.
But it might be too late by the time he gets there. They're already teeing up for the push. DRG straight in, Meteor under pressure, he's surrounded, Stax comes in to help and finds the first, lands another! Stax keeps delivering! And he might have delivered them the win! Nicc, on a sliver of health, has to stand off against the off, and even then,
trying to change it either. Cypher definitely can be tougher on that hole, but at least for now, it's going to be DH continuing how he did on the last map. A fantastic individual performance. And well, a recovery already needed in this pistol. It is a firing squad with DH leading the scoreboard already.
To make the fight fairly early on in the previous. See if that'll be the case again. DH, well, he was certainly a man that drew our eye throughout the entirety of regulation.
Oh, it's a singular rifle being put into the hands of Buzz. The rest really isn't much, but well, if Buzz is playing like this, maybe it won't matter. This is a terrible bonus round coming in from T1, but somehow it's working. They came in with a singular rifle, I think a stinger and a few...
And I love this positioning as well. Look how spread out they are. Buzz to take contact on his right, and then a big swing from Izu. He's tucked in though. Light shields across the board. Izu with the outlaw.
A lot of stingers though.
Yeah, they've got to get close. That's the real problem. Those shots don't land. But the gate crash is used to get out of dodge before. That's a little too scary. Now, those stingers are nice and close. All of these fights look maybe even favorable for them. T1 have to group, take these fights together. It's Izu looking for some on his own, but around that laneway, when they come to push back in, that's where DRG really pack a punch, not just on close range, but with the numbers by their side as well. Flexin picks up a double. Spirit C1 there as well. This could be DRG's round. A return. Stop Izu from having the impact with the operator. He's on the angle, waiting for his chance to strike, and there it is. The gate crash back to safety. But Spirit C1, he's got the sight for them.
Yeah, just clearing out any risky angles will allow the rest of the team to run through clean, although saying that, Meteor's managed to find one on the cross. I think that's Demon 1 trying to jump around the edge, and instead, another solid paranoia thrown through to give Buzz a little bit more. The TP to the other side, it leaves Nicc, but he's done well. He's managed to make this one look interesting. Flexing plants on the other side of the map, and now has a 1 versus 2 to play with.
Well, Flexen's first half on Lotus was a disaster class. It was picked off in aim A, and it felt like in every round. But here's his chance. He certainly warmed up in the second. Now carry through that momentum to a 1 versus 2. He's got Izu and DH, 2 big players for T1. The operator swapped out. It is just the rifle, but Flexen isolates one. 10 bullets left, but time ticking. Playing inside his smoke. He can challenge as soon as it uses the heavy weaponry. And this will be, again, a round where DRG move together. And so, still going to be disrupted.
As they look to try and make their way through.
Oh, a missed shot by DH, though. That's given them an opportunity on DRG. When they got the plant, that's where things changed with stingers in hand. This time it's beforehand. When Flexen goes diving into market, they've got good control, and Demon 1 lands his shot on backside. Stax might have to back off. He's sticking around. He's getting up close. And he'll get the jump on Flexen, but the correction for Demon One isn't there. Meteor alone and doubling down on it. Aggressive play. Flexen under pressure. Stax already wrapping around, and Flexen won't escape. The wall bang to connect the pick and get a rifle. For the T1 side, it's the only one they have to work with. Look at DRG, they're walking into the spawn. They're taking a very deep fight. Meteor will contain them at least alongside Buzz. It's all about avoiding that rifle for them.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they go into A, they're actually going to plant for backside. I don't mind this, but it does mean that they're almost completely surrounded. Stax is actually going to try and utilize the Hunter's Fury, and the rest of them, while this is going on, are putting the pressure onto Spirit Z1. They keep the advantage, and Izu is now the one that's been given that rifle. It's whether or not they can retrieve the other. Doesn't seem like it. They're going to split back in the other direction, try and group up as DH still creates the illusion that there's a player here, and in the meantime, Izu goes walkabouts. Now they have the dimensional drift. They can find everyone else.
Drops the rifle over as well, picks up another as he's running around the site. Akeman and Nicc have their work cut out for them. Akeman good for the first, and the trade out makes it possible.
He's spraying the stinger. He's like, now they know I'm coming.
Well, they certainly do. All that utility fired through, but Spirit Z1 the first of all, Flexen again. But Stax steps up at 3 versus 2 that they find themselves in. The TP to backside for early control, and it might not even be needed. Demon One all alone. Last time, he had a pretty hefty disadvantage, but this 1v3, a Guardian in hand. And a good idea of where this player is. He is checking this left corner. DH needs to be quick on the trigger, and he will be shut down. The spike, though, is not in a good position. With no cage left to cover the cross, that off could be... What? A jump shot with the Guardian. That's one hell of an attempt. Now he knows that that op is on the other side, but hitting this shot will be difficult. Uses the cam to bait him out, and he's done so successfully, but he can't land the shot, and the stun sends him running back. The classic round the corner. That's a risky play. They've given Demon One a chance, and he may land this shot, but it's one.
That's the only reason I can think of that Izu would run around that corner with a classic, but it just feels like at times T1 want to make this as uncomfortable for them. And I'm guessing that
rifle round, and now is their chance to right that wrong. Akeman back to winning ways in those early fights. Paranoia sent through, but that doesn't stop them as Demon One picks up another, and another. Stacks down, but DH in the corner has a beat. DH, he'll only get 2. Demon One saves them. Meteor left alone in a 1v3. That could have been a nail in the coffin of DRG. I don't know how that corner was left uncleared for so long, especially when the paranoia was thrown through from that position. But they've righted the wrongs here, at least.
Yeah. I guess it just literally came down to we've killed enough people, there could possibly be another one in the corner. And honestly, for immediate usage of that Nightfall, an attempted TP, and it has failed miserably. Meteor swinging out of mid is already looking to put this one to bed, back on the rifles and back to winning. In their mind, the rest of T1 seemingly quite happy to almost play this retake style setup, as now the attack look to make their move.
Got you, found my wire.
Meteor, he's been a menace through the smokes, but that reveal, it's caught him off. Well played by Nicc. The advantage now found and converted into a 2 by Nicc. The flash they thought would be the difference maker, but DH gets caught out alone as well. Crumbling under the pressure applied by Nicc. We're left into a 1v3 for Buzz. They know where he is. Up close, and it's Spirit Z1, a man who had plenty of opening duels go his way. And although he finds DH, the trade is immediate. And the space, well, they're taking it right towards Akeman. Good stun, but a player further back, unstunned is Buzz. And he will be unwavering as they move towards this site. Flexen caught down to 20 and completely boxed in. Nowhere to go. And he's wrapped on, but he at least finds one.
Yeah, that could have gone a lot worse. It looked like he was going to get nothing for his troubles. Even still, though, Stax is going to spot out the first. I don't know if they've necessarily seen Nicc just yet. Meteor is going for the fight, a little bit individualistic. The swing back wasn't bad, but Demon One's done well. Unaware of where Buzz currently is trying to figure out every single angle. Instead, he's being swamped.
Both teams having a very tough lower bracket, regardless of how results go.
Hello.
He's playing like his life's on the line, and Spirit Z1's there to back him up. It's a
It's the same sort of stuff we saw from him in the first half. Akeman just taking over that control, fighting tooth and nail with a teammate alongside him.
Against. This time he comes in at a bit of an angle, and it doesn't catch the first player through. Buzz able to follow up as a result. DH and Stax with their own kills in the A site. It's fallen just like that. DRG trying to repeat the success of the previous round, but they're not quite.
It's just not a sustainable way to play the game.
One of their last opportunities to fight for this map, to fight for this series. And it will be Buzz and Isu and DH falling at the hands of Spirit Z1.
Everybody dies, and we have now just flip a coin. Let's just get everybody on stage, and we'll just flip a coin each round, and whoever gets it on heads is going to be the winner. It is absurd from Spirit Z1, and now he's going to be able to find them that information. He now knows that this is another A hit, but it's not a stack up of players anymore. Rotation is coming in, but they can't take this risk. It's just not worth it. It's down to the spams, but nice work from Flexen. That stack's gone.
Yeah, Flexen making a different name for himself when it comes to A main on Sunset. The spike will be retrieved. However, T1, they're not looking to the side, at least not with two of their players. Paranoia being lined up right now, but they don't find the picks and swinging deep. Nicc unblinded, able to drop DH. It's picks across the board for DRG. A response from Meteor. This could be the MVP performance. In fact, it might need to be Buzz by his side. Another for Meteor. Buzz with one. And it's Isu alone against Demon One. In the clutch. 3 rounds between them around DRG. Need, buddy.
Well, at least in the early stages, we're right back to regular programming. Isu's looked to fight towards that A site with a multitude of DRG players ready and waiting. The rest of T1, though, they're going a different way.
Flexen definitely having a better time when it comes to A main. Demon One, though, under heavy pressure. Finds one, but he'll go down eventually. Hunter's Fury clearing out the backside. At least the closer corners. That's going to get the Paranoia out of DH with a deep swing. Spirit Z1 falls, but Akeman's there so quick to trade this back. The advantage stays with the defensive side. The spike trapped on the site. There shouldn't be a way for him to get out of here. The drone healing Akeman as Meteor creeps his way ever closer. He's got this wrap around. It's really down to Flexen's timing, and he's not clearing the angle. He's not covering it. But eventually the trade comes through, leaving Stax alone against 2.
He's known for his ability to clutch, but they're grouping up, looking to play this together. A wonderful reposition from Flexen.
It makes me worried.
Oh, faster play being attempted. Isu is going to spot a lot of players out with the shorty. And that's Nicc already gone. A fantastic start, which will give them a lot of space. There is still another player here, but they're going to be revealed. Meteor's been getting so many kills that neural theft is already back online.
He's such a madman, but he needs to deliver more. Meteor and DH down. Here comes the ult out of Spirit Z1. A lot of information to work with. Good stun though from Buzz, and he converts the kill. Isu expecting that decoy, but Spirit Z1 delivering and every towards A and a rotate back. We'll see. Reveal's on the way, and there might not be any going back. Flexen and Akeman have shut them down.
Now we have seen that double.
I'm out of here.
At least on the other side, it's much more of that direct take again. But there's a couple of players to deal with.
Meteor being one of them. On his way through, DRG lose Demon One, lose those traps, and all the information. On retake, they've still got a lot to work with. Nightfall, primarily. Nicc throws that through, but a TP from DH. He is behind them now. Buying time, perhaps, a thorn in their side, but Flexen quickly eliminates him. Stax grabbing himself one, but he's fallen and Buzz left alone, surrounded.
This was going to be a different story, but maybe not just yet. Buzz, though, he still has other ideas. DH as well. Overtime, it's coming, Mitch. We're going to get it for the second map in the row, unless Demon One can pull off a 1v5.
Well, he certainly got his moments inscribed in the history books. You think about him standing on the stage, and hell, he might mount that on the table, I say. And he might mount it again if he wins this one. In fact, he'd be very much justified to do so. A steamrolling from T1. We saw throughout that break between the maps just how deflated he was, losing that first. having the opportunity to close it out, but you can't put that on him here. They are playing so patient too, and just standing patiently, paranoia in hand, waiting for that aggression to come through. Here goes the stun, the paranoia, the big swing. Demon won. He was paranoid, and he managed to find the pick. Nicc with another. DRG are not going to let this one slip without a serious fight, and stax can't match up to the numbers thrown at him. iXu alone.
No chance.
And he's done once he comes through this smoke. Then the decoy goes up towards A. The player's there, making some noise. That gets the push out of DRG. But it's traded. Meteor's done well, and he was ready for Akeman as well. 4 versus 3. Now they group and push together, and guess where they push? Of course, it's A main. The pressure again put onto Flex, and he is completely isolated here.
Yeah, and it's not even like this time there's a gate crash available to get Spirit Z1 back over. He's put it on the left side towards B. So he's just going to have to walk there. But definitely doubt being put into their minds.
They've got Cypher ult.
Yeah, Meteor. Tenchi just going back to look for a corpse. That will give them all the information they could ever need. And this lets them know that for now the A site is completely open, although
30 seconds
Flexen
left.
is going to push right into it.
It's a great reposition, but the angle's going to be cleared anyways, and Buzz lands the shot. Blast through from Spirit Z1. Oh, but up close, DH can't get the better of him. A 2 versus 1. Demon One's been in so many tough clutches, but this one winnable. But
Who's going to look? Who's going to look?
The wrong way.
That's something that T1 desperately have to deal with. They're going to go hunting. Buzz is being sent to try and get rid of this man, but in the meantime, they are fighting. Dealt with one, though, and they've left Meteor to try and defend. He does well until dropped, but it's Buzz instead. A further advantage garnered. Although with him low, and he's on an operator, there's still a good chance here for DRG.
It's the iXu off. They already have the man advantage for T1, but now they can sit and hold an angle. Any peek in that direction is almost an immediate loss. iXu's been pretty consistent with that, but now swaps over to the rifle as push comes to shove, and it's time to get aggressive. And DRG are waiting for this, though. They're looking for this. Must have been discussed by DRG. Now they've got 2 players on the site with a quick rotation from Akeman. The numbers are here. The defenders have now fallen for the ruse, and they will go ahead in the early fights. Demon 1 and Spirit Z1, they know that DH is here. The TP crosses the trap. Early flank online for DRG with the man advantage. They just need to buy time now. Draw the eye of their opponents. That's a freebie for Flexen. DRG look to stay alive here as Meteor is shut down after 1. DH
Not a pretty picture, and DRG are not ready just yet to give that one up.
Oh, the shot from iXu. That Spirit Z1 down, a big part of this aggression, a big part of the opening duels that DRG have been able to win, and the reposition from iXu, it's not getting any better for the attackers. He's now ready with Buzz by his side, a deadly duo indeed, and it's Buzz with the triple! DRG decimated in this round! Only Nicc standing!
Just baited them into a full sense of security, like maybe have an operator to face off against, and then you walk into the hands of an absolute menace. This shot as well.
Again, looking to fake out that presence to the A site, but it's early spotted by DRG. Trap going to catch Buzz, and he'll be put in his place by Spirit Z1 this time. Demon 1 on the line, catches another, and T1, again, they have the chance to close it, but again, it's DRG digging deep on this defensive side. Meteor, he's been the one to pull them out of these bad situations, but he has to go huge here. Even the double isn't enough, but stax on mid.